You are on this very planet that Chukwokika Biama created to his glory. We welcome you to another explosive exposition of the very fraudulent contraption, the very diseased abomination that the British created for the enslavement of the children of light. We have come to destroy. We have come to render asunder. We have come to decimate that very tower of darkness, that very zoological republic, that very cesspit of iniquity and of evil. We have come that the blind may see. We have come that the deaf may hear. We have come that even those who through no fault of theirs, but as a result of having subjected themselves to a very disastrous educational system in the zoo, they have become stupid. Here we have come to enlighten and to educate, without any apologies to anybody, without mincing words, without fear before our enemies, determined and resolute, indestructible, and the precipitous collapse of the zoo is inevitable, absolutely inevitable. The devil may try all it can. Those who go before them to peddle falsehood, those who go to work for them, those who are the workers of darkness and of iniquity, we can assure them that we are resolute, we are determined, and there is nothing anybody can do to stop this very invade as many times as you like, kill as many people as you like, propagate falsehood after falsehood as many times as you like, buy up every media space in the zoo, go and connive with people in the diplomatic circles abroad, eyebrow consultancy firm in the world, select some diplomats in the zoo and bribe them. Select those you send to the key countries around the world. None of these things you're doing is capable of stopping us. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you write. It doesn't matter the type of chatter you have behind our backs. All those things you're doing is a complete and utter waste of time, because Biafra must come. There is nothing anybody can do about it. That is why we preach this gospel. That is why we propagate this very message of redemption. That is why Elohim said that Biafra will come. You will not fire a bullet, but Biafra will come. Because Chukwokika has gone before us. And you will hear what will happen to the zoo in weeks and months to come. This is 1 year, 2020. They will never, ever, ever in their lives forget. It does not matter what the enemy does, is irrelevant. Buy over Twitter, buy over Facebook, bribe the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, bribe the US Ambassador to Nigeria, department in America. But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. That they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we are doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwukika Abiyama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Eheri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not if you know what, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off.
They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
Nigeria is an evil entity, very, very satanic. You want to change the narrative. It's IPOB, they are the aggressors. I saw some women, was it yesterday? Give them their Biafra. We don't want to die. Look at murderers calling other people murderers. Can you believe such nonsense? The Fulani leaders, you cannot win. You cannot defeat IPOB. You people were the ones that established many terror organizations in Nigeria in a bid to overwhelm the country and take over the territories for your Fulani people. IPOB became a stumbling block to that very janjaweed expansionist tendency. True or false? Am I lying? You were ruling Nigeria before, doing everything you like, controlling NMPC, controlling the seaport, customs, everywhere you ever. Now, finally, because you felt that you subdued everybody else. Now you can now march on with your foot soldiers into the east because you've taken over Yoruba land. Of course, I know that very well. You came and we said, no, you can't come into this land to take it. Come and do your business and go. You said no. Now, because we defeated Mietiala, you now brought in police and army with official uniform, official badge to come and kill people. And I also want to remind Twitter, because they're listening. Twitter, please. Do you know that in the Nigerian army and police, there are terrorists there? Are you aware that Nigeria actively recruited terrorists, killers and murderers and rapists, and gave them army and police uniforms? Are you aware of that? How can anybody, Yoruba journalists, how can you people in your infantile stupidity refer to Nigeria as having an army or Nigeria police? Or where are those terrorists that they conscripted into the Nigerian army and Nigerian police? Where are they? People without shame, where are they? I'm asking you. Fulani, you want to change the narrative? Of course not. They want to put the blame of insecurity in Nigeria on IPOB. Can you believe that? Can you believe these people? Can you believe them? Can you believe these people? And luckily, as God will have it, they are slaughtering themselves in the north. But IPOB securing the east are the ones to be blamed for the insecurity in the east. There is a clip I want everybody to play, please. Who opposed to them opened his mouth and said, I invited the army to come into Olo. There was nothing happening. Fulani, who opposed to them gave Fulani land in Olo to do Ruga, Fulani settlement. And we said no. We drove the Fulani murderers and terrorists away. Who opposed to them now invited his friends, his masters from the north, to bring in their army and heavy machinery into Olu to kill us. That was how all these things started. All of you have forgotten. Black people in this UG, black, you have all forgotten the Genesis. The same way that all of you that are blaming Boko Haram is a terrorist group, Boko Haram, what they're doing. But when Nigerian police were busy killing their leader and killing everybody else, all of you were just there drinking Fradununu. Doing betting on Chelsea versus Man U. or Liverpool versus Man City. Nigeria army and police will go out and commit atrocity upon atrocity. All of you will be there, you keep quiet. Any day, those people out of anger rise up and retaliate. All of you baboons and monkeys without writing rubbish. Do you know why? Because you have no conscience, you have no soul, you're a black person, you are the embodiment of evil. Is the truth. I don't care who bans whoever or whatever, I don't give a toss. I must preach the truth. Black people are wicked. By nature, very wicked people. That is why you forget the atrocities that your police and your army always commit. You forget. In a twinkle of an eye, you forget. Our army, our police. Now listen to me very carefully, please. You are blaming ESN, whereas it is the same Fulani terrorists masquerading as headsmen that are responsible for orchestrating all the insecurity in and around Nigeria. Fulani, you have Boko Haram. Fulani, talking about insecurity in the east. Hey. Whereas 91 people were slaughtered yesterday. Yesterday, they were killed yesterday. You have the guts. You people have no shame. You have the guts to stand up and be talking about insecurity in the east. And you're a senator from Kebbi State or Kebbi, whatever they call it. And 91 of your constituents were slaughtered. You didn't see it. You are talking about east. Fulani, who formed Boko Haram. Fulani, who formed ISIS in West Africa province, ISWAP. Fulani, who formed Mieti Yala. Fulani, who formed Ansaru. Fulani, who formed these headsmen and bandits you claim are foreign. Fulani, who brought out murderers and killers and terrorists from prison and gave them military and police uniforms. It is you people. You have now spread them around the country, causing mayhem, abducting people from schools. These are the same place. Hi, these people there. Ha, Fulani, you think everybody's as stupid as you are? You go, you kidnap students from their schools in the north, you get ransom, you buy more arms, you embolden yourselves. You have the guts to conduct a live press conference talking about insecurity in the East. Don't people have shame? Anyway, you don't. Who are the bandits, or should I say terrorists, taking hostages of school children and demanding ransom? Are they not Mieti Yala, Mieti, the chief negotiator? Who are the people destroying farms, raping and killing their victims daily around Nigeria? Fulani. Fulani. You know what? How they manage to convince some of you is what I find astonishing, despite the overwhelming evidence. How they
Let us pray. For God in heaven, Almighty Creator, the ancients of the ancients, the maker of the heavens and the earth, you created everything that the mind of a living soul can imagine, but none created thee. That is why we say you are immortal, you are invisible, you are omnipotent. This very God that every generation who has ever had the grace of knowing thee have always testified to your goodness. That is the same God that we kneel and bow before. This God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help, even in this time of Janjaweed trouble, even in this time of Fulani rage and terrorism. Therefore we shall fear no evil. This IPOB shall fear no evil. Even if the whole world is against us, even if Britain intensifies their effort to crush this very light of hope in sub-Saharan Africa, even though they shake the mountains, even though the seas may rise, even though they may give all the weapons and ammunition to the Zoological Republic, no matter what they do, no matter how they foment their rage, it doesn't matter to us. For God, Chukokika Biama, is in the land of Biafra. We shall never ever be moved. This God of the ancients will help us now and forevermore. For Biafra shall come, and this Lord of hosts is with us. Chukwokika Biama, the same God of Jacob, this same God of Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego, this God that never abandons his people, this same God is our refuge, and we proclaim it unashamedly that this God that we kneel and bow before, we shall worship thee, for Biafra is your promise, your word is yea and amen. Instead of your word not to come to pass, heaven and earth will cease to exist. Upon this very hope we anchor all our belief that Biafra shall come in our time, and we pray that it come this very year, that your glory may be made manifest in the lives of men, that we may kneel and bow before thee. Nyahansoro tutona nsoporo ne jamma ne bisiala Chineke na kepru mi ihe niile ka otuto niile wee dịrị gị eze dị nsọ ugbu ama ruo mgbe niile ebighị ebi. Ise na mmadụ dịrị gị Chineke. Ise Mama Dere Chineke. Fellow Biafrans, welcome to this program. I welcome you all in the name of Chukwu Okiabema Pemihenina. As I welcome you, fellow Biafrans, welcome your friends, your family, your relatives, all of us of freedom. Welcome everybody to this program, because as usual, we'll be propagating, we'll be talking about the freedom of a people. I welcome you this evening on this platform, here, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. We are reaching you live from our location here in Cape Town, South Africa. I thank you for being part of this program this evening. As usual, you have not disappointed. You are always present to join us
For this reason, we appreciate you, we encourage you. We accepted you as you have accepted us. We are nothing but family. Family stays together. In times of trouble, they stay together. In times of hardship, they stay together. In times of merriment, they stay together. In times of celebration, they stay together. That is what family is all about. And that is exactly what you have shown through your constant support to this program, to this platform. We are doing what we are doing, not for our own benefit, but for the benefit of Biafra, for the benefit of the citizens of this nation called Biafra. I thank you for recognizing your duty and doing what you're supposed to do. According to our leader, whatever you know you can do for Biafra to come, do it. I believe you are doing that which you can do in truth and in spirit. That being said, I welcome you once again, and I thank you as you have seated to listen to us this evening. Before you relax to watch us this evening, I ask with all humility that you share this program. Share the program. The reason you must share this program so that others may join us. The more you share, the more we are widened, the more we are seen, and the more people join us. Don't just sit around and watch. Share, like, comment if it is necessary for you to do so. But the most important thing you must do always is don't forget to share our programs. It is very, very important. There is why I said so. That is why. So you must share the program. Thank you for sharing. I know by now you might have shared the program, and I thank you. I appreciate you. I say, may you continue doing that which is right, because at this point, you are doing the right thing. I thank you for standing behind our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because that is exactly what we are here to do this evening. Tomorrow he will be appearing in court again. And we must know that all he needs from us is our prayers and our support. So if you know what you can do in this regard, start doing it immediately. So this platform is platform created to sensitize Biafrans, to put Biafrans back on track. This platform you see was not created out of the blues. This platform was totally born out of necessity. Something necessitated it. And it was not planned for, because we have history. This platform has history, and the history of this platform cannot be, covered by any man. Whatever we are doing here, we always remember that this platform was created for truth to be told. Because there came a time it seems as if there was no more authentic platforms where you can go and listen to the message of freedom pertaining Biafra struggle. But since this platform was created, we have never deviated. We always stand on that which prompted the creation of the platform. Truth and nothing but the truth. So if you are joining us for the first time, this is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. Here we speak nothing but the truth. We are without fear nor favor. We are fearless before our enemies. We are not here to represent any individual, but to represent and to defend our fatherland, Biafra. Because for us, it is Biafra today, tomorrow, and forever. And if you are offended by our resolve, we have no apologies for that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, worldwide. His position is incontestable. IPOB is here to restore Biafra, and we are not going to be swayed until Biafra is restored. I welcome you once again to IPOB Western Cape Media TV, saying it the way it is. Yes, we say it the way it is because we are fearless before our enemies. Because truth is and will always remain our hallmark. We do not dwell in things that does not count. Things like propaganda, things like saga, things like drama, character assassinations, etc. We are focused, we are determined, and we are resolute. That is what IPOB Western Cape is known for. That is what this platform is known for. We are serious and we are determined to restore Biafra. We are not here to joke, nor to play. We are here that things may happen. And we believe that we are getting it right. We are getting it right. So join us and make things happen. Join us to make history. We are making history. Be part of it. Be part of this history. It is something that generation after generation, you will be remembered for doing that which is right. We are live on all our social media platforms except Facebook. We are live on our X, formerly Twitter, named IPOB Western Cape Media TV. We are also live on our YouTube page, channel, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. We are here, we are live on these two platforms, two most important platforms as far as social media is concerned, Twitter and YouTube. So make a choice where it will be suitable, palatable for you to view us uninterruptedly this evening. So I thank you for being part of it. Like I always said, we have never and will never take your presence, your support for granted. We acknowledge you and we respect you for your time and your money, because it takes that data to be here. It's not for free. You chose us worthy to spend your time with. We thank you. So Like I said, please, with all humility, I indulge that you share the program, share it, that others may join. We are not here to chase clout. Remember, we are not here to do that. Not at all. No, 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 no. We are here to educate and to expose that which is exposable. We are here to put you through, tell you what it is, how it is, and how it is going. We are not here to deceive you, nor to lie to you. That is not what we are here to do. We are here to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. So I thank you for coming around once again. I bring greetings to you, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, from my coordinator, Mazi Innocent Alia, is the coordinator that is representing the zone called Western Cape, IPOB Western Cape Zone. Mazi Innocent Alia was appointed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself. Mazi Innocent Alia is representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu here, and he has never faltered, always doing that which is required of him by the IPOB Western Cape, by the IPOB Code of Conduct. Mazi Innocent Alia is resolute. He is determined that Biafra should be restored. He has sacrificed everything sacrificable for this cause. Talk about his time, talk about his finances, talk about his personal life, his security, his family. Anything that he deemed fit, he has given up for this, for the propagation of the kingdom of Chukwukabiama here on earth, which is Biafra. Mazi Innocent Alia is a freedom fighter, and he is determined that this zone continues to flourish. We have no other IPOB Western Cape representative, though the enemies came in to try to steal, to kill, and to destroy IPOB Western Cape Zone, thereby creating a parallel IPOB Western Cape Zone. We have no other but Mazi Innocent Alia. Those who parade themselves about as IPOB Western Cape representatives are not truthful, they are not real, they are nothing but fake, scammers, thieves, criminals. They do not represent Biafra and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are illegitimate as far as IPOB is concerned. There is principles that guide IPOB. Whatever you do outside that principle, you are on your own. So if you come across anybody who parades himself as IPOB Western Cape representative, the only way to find out who the person is by name. If the name does not sound Innocent Alia, my brother, my comrade, I want you to run away. Yes, run away. You are on the wrong place. Do not allow yourself to be contaminated by the evil people who have ulterior motives. They are here to steal, to kill, and to destroy IPOB Western Cape. Do not be party to it. Exonerate yourself. We took oath. You must always remember the oath you took before joining this struggle. I bring greetings to you from the executive of IPOB Western Cape, I want you to know that behind every strong leader, there is strong executive. IPOB Western Cape executive are doing great things. They are moving mountains. Men of timber and calibers, men of high reputation and high esteem. They are solidly behind their leader. They want this struggle to progress. They want this zone to be progressing from one level to another. And by the grace of Chukwu Okike, Abiyama Promi Ihenine, IPOB Western Cape is a zone to be reckoned with. We are moving mountains. We are going from strength to strength. Thank you, IPOB Western Cape Executive. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama bless you all. I bring greetings from IPOB family members in this zone. I thank you for being here this evening. I am Mazi Onyebuchi. I am your host. And by the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiyama Promi Ihenine, I am Parklands Unit Coordinator. I believe in Biafra. I believe that Biafra is the only solution. In fact, I know that Biafra is the only solution. Biafra is the only solution to our problems. If you look at Nigeria today, you agree with me that the problem of Nigeria seems impossible to solve. No, the problem of Nigeria is not impossible to solve. The problem of Nigeria right here staring back at us. What is that? Total disintegration of Nigeria. Once you do that, every problem will naturally be solved. If you do not know that the only solution to the problem we as the indigenous people are into today in Nigeria is disintegration, if you do not know that that is the only solution, then you are living in a dreamland, in a dream world, where nothing seems real. I am a Biafran. I believe in Biafra. I have no other place but Biafra. I cannot imagine myself inherit Nigeria for my lovely children. I love my children. I wish them the best. I do not want them to pass through or to experience what I have experienced in the hands of Nigeria. I do not want Nigeria to happen to them. And the only way to avoid that is to make sure that Biafra emerge. And that is why I stray myself. I drain myself. I do everything to make sure that I do that which I could. Now that I have the time for Biafra to come. I believe you feel the same way. So there is no amount of pressure, there's no amount of intimidation that will stop my love, what I already know about myself and about Biafra. That is Mazi Onyebuchi for you. That is who I am, and that is who I will continue to be until Biafra is restored. I say to you, fellow Biafrans, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Good evening and good night to some of you, depend where you are watching us from this great, cool evening. If you look at our topic this today, we're not going to spend much time. We have few things to say, and the program will come to an end. So I want you to stay put while we go through this together. Our topic today says Mazi Nnamdi Kanu trial continues tomorrow, 6, 7, and 8 May 2025 at Abuja High Court. Abuja High Court is the venue where the whole thing is happening. And we believe that by the end of this week, everything would have been clearer to us. By the end of these 3 days, it would have been very, very clear that Nigeria finally have lost it again. We are here today to continue to emphasize, to continue to, make it very clear to whoever it may concern that we are not taking our eyes off the ball. Our eyes are wide open. And any game the government of Nigeria, through the court, would want to play against our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will never work out. It's a promise. Justice Omotosho, I know that you cannot be trusted. That is one thing I know. As long as I know that you are a Yariba, you are a son of the Yariba people, I can never trust you. No. Our fathers made that mistake of trusting the Yariba people. They betrayed all of them. So we must learn from what happens to our father or our fathers. We should not let anything that happens to them to happen to us. We must learn from their experience. According to history, the Yaribas in the past betrayed our fathers who tried to work with them. Excuse me. So we, the people of this generation, we are not going to allow anybody from that ethnic nation group called Yariba to deceive us, to betray us. It will be a stain against us. It will be, guys, it will be a disaster. So we are not trusting them, not even for 1 minute. The only thing we do is to watch and make them to understand that our eyes are wide open. That we are not going to allow what they did, what their fathers did to our fathers, to repeat itself again. So many people are, or rather, would I say, so many people have been, mesmerized, carried away by the proceedings of 29th May in court. And some also will, maybe some will be carried away by the statement of Justice Omotosho. And by so doing, you are creating a vacuum and they will fill it up. They're going to exploit it. And that is what I'm here to do this evening. I want you, do not trust the Yoruba people. Do not trust them. If it was an Igbo man that took over the leadership of Nigeria when a Yoruba man in the name of Tinubu did 2 years back, and if Mazi Kanu were to be from the Yoruba tribe, do you think that with the event, with the circumstances surrounding the surrounding Mazi Kanu, the rendition, the kidnap and the rendition of Mazi Kanu from Kenya, do you think that that Igbo man will still let Mazi Kanu, a Yoruba person, to remain in prison? Do you think that an Igbo man will insist as the president that that Yoruba man will answer, will go on to answer for this case, knowing fully well, knowing the history behind his or her rendition to Nigeria? No, Igbo man will not do that. Igbo man would release that person based on the circumstances surrounding his kidnap and extradition back to Nigeria. But what did the Yoruba man do? The Yoruba man insists, knowing fully well also that Mazi Kanu has done nothing wrong. He was once an activist. He was once looked for by the previous president of Nigeria, Abacha, General Sani Abacha. He ran away. He was declared wanted. He knew that he did nothing. He knew that he committed no crime. The only crime he committed was saying that things should be done the right way. He knew all these things. In fact, he called himself a Democrat. And where he was coming to power, so many people believe that immediately he gets to power, he's going to release Mazi Kanu, just like he released Sunday Igboho, a Yoruba man, his fellow kinsmen. For you to see to understand what I'm trying to say about these people. If you take your time to follow these Yoruba people, you have no business with them. I have said it before. If not for the violent side of the Fulani people, my dear, I prefer a Fulani in one country than the Yoruba people. I can tell you the truth. The only thing that turns me off is a turn off for me to these people called Fulani because of their violent nature. It is too much. Their jihadist tendency is on the high side. That is the only problem that these Fulani people have. After that, they are better than the Yoruba people. I can tell you the truth. When a Fulani person is dealing with you, he's dealing with you, you know why he's dealing with you, you know everything. But a Yoruba person will be smiling, he is betraying even when you make him your best friend. They hate just for the fact that you progress more than them. They hate you for that. You work more than them, you're stronger than them, more energy, more determined, they envy you. Anything that you do more than them, you are in trouble. So how could you now tell me that, oh, these people I should trust them? No, I shouldn't trust them. And I will not teach my children to trust a Yoruba person. And that is why I'm emphasizing on this particular judge. We must not trust him. We must show him that we know who he is. Because if you know what, if you rebuke the devil, he will run away from you. You must tell him you are the devil. Then you know that you know who he is. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case tomorrow, I mean for this coming 3 days, we must keep our eyes open, and we must not show any sign of weakness. We mustn't. We must be so serious, determined. We must frown to everything that we don't like. There is no need for you to say, oh no, let us work with him. No, we not. Let justice be discharged. We are not asking, begging Nigeria for amnesty, because we know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB has done nothing. You only seek for amnesty when you are guilty. We are not. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not. IPOB is not. So why must we ask them to have mercy upon us? No, they should discharge justice, equity, and fairness. They must do the right thing. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for his freedom, and they agree with him that fighting for his freedom is not a crime, they must stand by it. And if fighting for freedom is a crime, they must boldly also stand by it. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. We are not asking them to do us any favor. All we ask is that justice may prevail. So tomorrow, we are going to remain focused. Nothing to celebrate until final victory is achieved. Do not be carried away by their sweet talk. Let them bring whatever they have, whatever they know. Let them come out on with it. We are as bold as the lion. We know that we are not guilty because self-determination is not a crime. You cannot say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu buy anybody. If he buy anybody, bring the evidence. Because he that alleges must substantiate. When you say that somebody do something, you must be able to prove it beyond every reasonable doubt. Because human life is involved. It's not a child's play. You don't come here as a witness to play around. No. If you determine to come out to bear witness, you must be sure, you must be convinced that what you are coming to witness, you are sure you have evidence, concrete evidence. That is what court works with. Not with hearsay, not with then say. No. There is nothing as such. So when they say they have a lot of witnesses, we are not moved. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB are not terrorists. And we are going about whatever we are doing lawfully. There is nothing that we have done that is illegal. As far as this struggle is concerned, sensitizing your people is not a crime. So anybody that says that sensitizing the people is a crime must come and prove how it is a crime. So we know. So tomorrow we must all remain focused. please, we must not celebrate this victory yet. I know that the victory is coming, but let us be patient enough. Let us be patient enough before we start the celebration. As for the celebration, yes, it is coming. As the victory, as of this victory, yes, it is going to be achieved, but not yet. And until then, we must not lose focus. We mustn't. I know that Chukwu Okabiama will step in from tomorrow again, just like he did last time. He's going to step in and he's going to mess up those useless witnesses. They will continue to mess themselves up. You are looking for terrorists. You know where they are. But you do not want to go after them because they are hard nuts to crack. You know what terrorists are. You know who they are. You know where they are. You don't go there because you know that they are tough nuts to crack. You are scared of them. Very, very scared of those people. So because of that, you go for soft target, which is IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You call someone a terrorist for you saw him with no weapon, you saw him with no gun, no bullets, no bomb, no knife, no machete. You saw him with nothing. The only thing you saw with him are his phones, his handkerchief, his singlet, his boxers, his laptop, his toothpaste, his toothbrush, and you called such person a terrorist. Nigeria is such a shame. You know, when we talk about Nigeria, people think that there is something that Nigeria is such a shameless country. Such a shameless country. Before we continue, let's acknowledge the man of the moment. The man that has rejected everything for us. Let's acknowledge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Ohamadike, one of Biafra land, the man that we all are waiting for, the man of the moment, the man that will restore Biafra by the help of Chukwu Okabiama.
Obodo kenenu Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Ohamadike. Kani kenebenu Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Ohamadike. Ohamadike Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Ohamadike. Ika bugondilo yo, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Ohamadike. Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Ohamadike. Ohamadike Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Ohamadike. Odogwa nebula buke. Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Ohamadike. Ika bugondilo. Ozudo Nnamdi Kanu Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike mana oge zugo Nnamdi Kanu Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike ụmụ Biafra gana Nnamdi Kanu anyị Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike Ikolobia bi n'obodo a mmadụ anọzi ikpe ya egwu ndị Ikolobia o Biafra bala anyị obele nwa onye afọla ibeku Chukwu zitere anyị ya Chukwu okike abịa ma zitelie ka ọ bịa tọpụ ụmụ Biafra na-abụ ka ọ tọpụ anyị na-abụ Naịjirịa Chukwu zitere anyị ya ma ndị Ilova jụziri ajụ mana anyị nwekwa mmeri babụlụ obele nwa na 2015 ụbọchị enyanụ anyị wee bebe ife dị n'ime ya anyị wee jebe ụlọ ikpe chọbazie ndị mkpọrọ anyị na mkpọrọ ndị kpọchiri anyị ka anyị na-achọ anyị afụrụ ofe n'elu ụwa gị marụ afa na-agbazi ọsọ na-achụzi ife mana afa marọ na anyị nwe mmeli n'ife ọbụla anyị tinyere aka n'ụwa na-agala anyị ya ka anyị ji bụrụ ụmụ Chukwu okike abịama Nnamdi Kanu kedụzi ife mesilu mee odogwu na-egbula Abuja abatago obodobo nwa onye afara ibe agbala eze na akpọghị onikalata ife mena ihe ole n'ụwa ka ibili ị ga-adị ndụ ole n'ụwa fụ Biafra His Majesty onye olumba na ụmụ na-ekwu akụọ m ọfọ na nne ị ga-afụ ife ọma ebe isi na anyị ga-enwela onwe anyị wee bulie n'isi ife ọma ga-abụ nke yi ngwanụ kenenu Kanu Nnamdi Kanu Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike Biafra Nnamdi Kanu Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike abala nze na-ekwupụlụ iri Nnamdi Kanu Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike eze nkoto nkonyelu mkpuchi Nnamdi Kanu Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike kịtịkpa gbala ni ọghọlụ mbuze Nnamdi Kanu nwa Kanu Nnamdi Kanu odogwu Ọhamadike.
You are welcome back. Very soon we all will dance once again to these songs. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. You must know that. You must believe in this prophecy. He's coming out. And very soon for that matter. We have waited for 4 good years. It is time for him to be released after the shenanigan that they called court trial. So please, before you go to bed this evening, this night, do not forget to say, make a decree for Chukwu Okike to take control of the court proceeding comes tomorrow. And by tomorrow, we all shall see and know the next line of action. Now, there is something I want to I want us to talk about before we end this program. There is a video. You know, when we talk about Nigeria and how evil Nigeria is, someone who doesn't understand you or where you are coming from will think that you are being too emotional about it. But if you understand the situation in Nigeria today, or the situation of Nigeria since its amalgamation to date, you will agree with some of those of us who, after looking at Nigeria and came to conclusion that there's nothing anyone can do about Nigeria. If you bring Jesus Christ to be at the head of affair in Nigeria, he will still fail. Yes, he can't do nothing. He can't do much. Nigeria is a country where the innocents are being locked up in prison, and the troublemakers, or should I say the terrorists, are roaming the streets freely, committing more terrorist jobs by buying people and doing all manner of things. Nigeria is the only country where the innocents are tagged as terrorists, locked up, just as the case of Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu today, while the terrorists are presumed innocent and are roaming the streets freely, committing more terror attacks on the innocent citizens. The only country in the world where this is possible is Nigeria. Remember, when you come to Nigeria, you have what is called bandits, which are pure, hardened terrorists. You have what they call herdsmen, which are pure, hardened terrorists. You have what is called what is that again? Terrorists. Herdsmen, terrorists, bandits, and the Mieti Allah. These three organizations are pure terrorist organizations. And Nigerian government have never thought of designating these people as pure terrorists they are. Rather, in order to beat it down, they gave them bandits, herdsmen, and Mieti Allah. Immediately they said that they are terrorists. They are expected to hunt them down. But because they don't want it to come to that point where they will be designated as terrorists, they beat it down to the point of bandits and herdsmen. What is bandit to someone who goes about kidnapping people,
ransacking villages, buying people, cutting their parts of their bodies, using it to make videos, with then brandishing AK-47 and other real weapons. And when they want to report it, when the so-called media in the same country want to report it, they will rather, instead of them to say terrorist Fulani herdsmen or terrorist Fulani bandits, they would rather choose to use bandits and herdsmen. Instead of them to say that Fulani terrorist headers are buying the farmers in the rural areas in Nigeria, they will now say, instead of them to say terrorist farm headers, they will say Fulani headers and farmers clash. Tell me, I own a farmland. I spent my time, my energy, my money to cultivate, plant, nurture the farm, whatever I planted, to the point where I'm expecting the profit or whatever that should come out of it. Someone will stray from nowhere and with his cows brandishing his AK-47 and descend on the same farm that I have invested my time, my money, my energy, and in my presence, ate up everything, damaged my farm. And when I want to ask him, my brother, what is the meaning of this? He pulled out his gun, cocked it, and shoot. And when you, as a reporter, want to report it, you will say, oh, it is herders and farmers clashes. Is this not evil in the highest order? Is this not evil? Is the Nigerian journalists should be charged with crime against humanity, because they are the reason these things are happening in Nigeria, unchecked, going unchecked every day. They themselves knew that this is pure terrorist attack. They knew that people are not safe. They knew that farmers are handicapped, that the farmers could not do, farmers had nothing to do with whatever that is happening to them. They knew it. They knew the truth. But because of brown envelope, because of the monetary gain, they sold their conscience to report fallacy. They want the world to believe that what is happening in Nigeria is not terrorist problem, that it is herders and farmers clashes. They want the government to believe that what is the world to believe that the Fulani terrorist bandits are not terrorists, but ordinary bandits who are going about like a petty thieves. Like petty thieves who goes about snatching people's bag, pickpocketing, and doing other petty things. That is exactly what Nigerian media, the picture they are trying to paint. If not for IPOB, they let to the world know, they wouldn't have known it today. And that is why they hate IPOB. That is why they don't want IPOB to see the light of the day, because they knew the damages IPOB is doing to the image of Nigeria through reportage of facts. We are not lying. We are not lying.
How could Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be inside and someone like this, let me show you, is walking freely in Nigeria? But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is inside. Let me show you this video so that I am verifying him. How could Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be inside? What is happening with this thing? So, and someone like this is, just give me a minute, I'm coming. Now watch this video. What you are looking at is, the people you are looking at are what Nigerian media reports as bandits. Now tell me, what is bandits about these people? Look at the guns, AK-47 they have. Then now look at this guy, the one at the middle, this one. Look at him. Look at his two hands. One, he has a human leg, feet, and human span. That means they hired someone, cut his body to pieces, then removed these ones. And what are they doing with it? They are dancing with it, showing the people that they hired their brother or their mother or their father, that, oh, we hired him and you can do nothing. Now look at them. Their faces are not hidden. They did not even cover their faces because they knew that there is nothing anybody can do about this. What you are looking at is happening in Nigeria. Merci. Now you saw this video. I know that this is not the first time you are seeing the video, but I want you to understand what we are trying to do. This video you watch now, you can see, like I said, he had someone's feet, he already tied the person, cut one of his feet off. Now, and also cut one of his hands, the palm, and he used it to make this video. Dancing, what they're doing there is dance of victory. Sending signals to you that they bind his brother, that they are coming for you if you do not leave your land, if you do not leave your ancestral land or your village, that next should be you. And also, they are trying to tell you that the government of Nigeria cannot do nothing because they are all in it together. What they are telling you is, look at our faces. We are not hiding ourselves. But your government could not save you. Now, remember what this man said. Remember what this man said.
Experience with you when I was state director in Bauchi. Most of you will remember an incident in Azari. A group of terrorists, the Boko Haram, then had invaded Azari. They were shooting in an attempt to kidnap, and the community chased them. They killed some members of the community, but the community members killed all of them. The last guy, Khalid, climbed onto a tree and was firing. The community stood, they were resilient, and they killed Khalid. Since that day, there has not been one terrorist attack in Azari. As a matter of fact, the former head of state, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, said, and I quote, "If we want to stop or curb this terrorism, we shall emulate the Azari example." Tafawa Balewa also happened to be a local government in Bauchi that was always in flames. And the people of Bogoro and some part of Tafawa Balewa, where the Sayawas are, rose up on one occasion. They knew their terrain better, climbed onto trees and mountains. When the invaders came, they did not only repel them, they seized their weapons. And since then, you can attest to it that you hardly hear about Tafawa Balewa again. What I'm trying to say, the practical approach to mobilizing people, is that you have to get everyone involved. You do not expect the Nigerian Army, police, DSS, to protect every Nigerian or every community. It is not going to work. In the US, experience with you.
Now, this man said this thing a few months ago. I've already played it and used it on a program here. And some people condemned the statement by saying that, no, why would you allow people or ask Nigerians to, everybody should, defend themselves by getting guns and doing all that stuff. But look at what the terrorists Fulani are doing to the human being, this man made it very clear here that if you are waiting or expecting the Nigerian police and military to secure you, it will never happen. That is not going to happen, because he understood the capacity of the Nigerian security. He knew that Nigerian security has been messed up. It has colluded. It has been, infiltrated by the terrorists. He himself, as a DSSD Director General, does not even have trust in DSS that he leads. Remember that as DSS, they're supposed to be the ones to gather intelligence. But because of the infiltration of the terrorists into Nigerian security apparatus, it is now impossible for DSS as an organization to function properly. Hence, this man came out to tell Nigerians that if you are waiting for us to defend you, to protect you, it is not going to happen. I know that by the time he finished this program, they would have called him to Asorok to warn him never to make such statement again. That is the Nigeria that some people are dying for to keep. Why would you, like I always ask this question, why would you choose that which kills you, which destroys you? Why? Something is destroying you, you keep embracing that thing. Are you a human being or an animal? No wonder Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, and I quote, I rather interact with monkeys and baboons in the bush than to interact with anybody that sees or calls himself a Nigerian. Reason because a monkey and baboon in the bush, when they see danger, they recognize it and run away. But a Nigerian, we see danger staring at him, he will rather embrace the danger. And finally, the danger will destroy the person. That is what is going on in Nigeria. A country that imprisoned the innocent citizens and allowed terrorists to walk free, to commit more terrorist attacks on the innocent citizens. Is that a country? Remember this video I played? You can see it. You see you see them using human parts to dance, celebrating that they have ended up wiping out entire family, entire community, and taking over. Where they are dancing is not their village. It is the village of the victims. But look around you, you can never see or find the villagers around anymore. They have all run away. Now, the Fulanese terrorist has taken over the community, and so shall it remain. From that point, that moment, the villagers now makes IDB camp their homes. They will never return to that village again. And if they dare, the same fate that this man, the victim, has faced will happen to them. They are walking around together, freely. Nothing is happening to them. To the government, they are not terrorists. They are just ordinary bandits. They are just ordinary headers. They are just ordinary petty thieves. They are not terrorists. To Nigeria, in the eyes of Nigerian government and in the eyes of one Nigerianist. Because the last thing a one Nigerianist will do is to agree with you that Nigeria is terrorist infested. Is for them to agree that those people they call bandits, herdsmen, are hardcore terrorists. Because when they agree, it is indictment on their side, on their part. So for them to keep living in self-denial, they will rather tell you, no, it is headers, farmers clash. It is villagers and villagers clash. You stray all the way from Sahara Desert, from Sahel region, you stray to my village. Came into the village where I live and start shooting and tying people. A reporter, a journalist with a conscience comes there to report that it is farmers herders clash. What a travesty of justice. What a wickedness. What inhumanity to man. Nigerian journalists are the worst of all journalists in the entire globe. I can assure you. They themselves, some of them could not go back to their villages. What? Why? Because of the same Fulani terrorists. But they are there in the city, reporting trash, calling the same person that made him not to go back to his village just an ordinary thief. Just for them to get that stipend. That's stipend. That's a brown envelope. After collecting it, at the end of the day, they still die poor. Now, they to Nigerian government and those those Fulani people are nothing but petty thieves, herders, and bandits. Now, let me show you who those who to Nigerians is a terrorist.
What does Biafra mean?
It means freedom, liberty, fairness, equity, and justice.
In practical terms, these are very good sounding words, but in practical terms, what does Biafra mean?
Confederation.
So a weak center,
very weak,
very strong regions.
Absolutely.
Have you had a change of mind, therefore, about getting an independent Biafra? Because that's what I seem to be hearing.
No, I've not changed my mind. No. An independent Biafra means going back to where we were before the white man came.
Okay, so you're not talking about a federation when you say a confederation. You're not talking about a federation as part of Nigeria. You're talking about total independence.
Absolute independence.
Complete independence. Now, is there anything that can happen that will make you change your mind about this particular direction?
No.
So it is either Biafra or nothing
Or
else.
death. Yes.
Or death.
That's correct.
If push comes to shove,
yes,
will you go to war?
No, because truth is a far more potent and deadlier weapon than bullets and mortars.
So no war. You've ruled out the...
Absolutely.
Listen, Biafrans. This journalist threw a question to Mazi when Mazi said it is Biafra or death. And the journalist asked, if push comes to shove, would you go to war? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said no. The only war, the weapon that he has is truth, because truth is more potent than bullets and guns. But it's the same man to Nigeria is a terrorist. A man who has spoken this way, who have rejected any act of violence in his dealings, is a terrorist. And he is there for the past 4 years, languishing in Nigerian jail or DSS dungeon, while terrorists who will buy, cut people's body flesh in pieces, use it to dance on social media, telling the victims that more is coming. They are not terrorists, but ordinary petty thieves, ordinary herders, ordinary bandits. But a man who has never lifted up his hand to slap anybody, who has not lifted up his hands to commit any act of murder to Nigeria, he is a terrorist. Because in Nigeria, anything that would threaten the forceful unity of Nigeria is worst thing that will happen to them. Anything that will touch the very foundation of Nigeria is worse than a terrorist to them. Nigerians are like the Jews of the old who chose Barabbas over Jesus Christ. They chose a thief. They chose a killer. They chose a terrorist over innocent, righteous person. It is the same history is repeating itself in Nigeria of today. Nigerians chose to put activists to prison and let the corrupt politicians to walk free. Nigerians prefer to put the innocent in prison and allow terrorists to terrorize the country in their effort to hide their evil. Let's continue listening to the interview.
No war. When I say Biafra order, then I'll keep pushing. Either I am alive, I die in the process, I won't stop. Allow me to repeat, if you don't mind. Had sovereign national conference been convened by the powers that be, where every ethnic national, I said every, I don't care if there's 600, I don't care. Everyone is
all the 500 plus.
Everyone together to say this is all. Others can delegate, I don't know, powers to other people to attend on their behalf. Say what type of country do I submit to your position? Is it too late? It is way too late. They've killed too many people. They've ruined too many lives. They've wasted too many souls. How do we bring those people back? If the federal government...
Did you hear another revelation? Because of those who think that, oh, what is wrong with you? Why don't you embrace one Nigeria? Let us fight that Nigeria will get better and better. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it is way too late because so many people has been died. The Nigerian government, through their security, has wasted thousands and thousands of lives. And those people did not just die like that for Nigeria to get better. So it will be a betrayal on our part, on the part of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, on the part of those who are still alive today as Biafrans, to make a U-turn and start advocating for a better Nigeria. If at the end of this battle, the people of Biafra, through legal means, through referendum, say that they want to remain in Nigeria, we cannot touch them, we cannot object. Majority, they say, carry the vote. But they must let us have that at least. Let us vote first. If our people say they want to remain in Nigeria, then we are not going to stop them. We are not going to do nothing. We end it there and now. That was what cost those people their lives. They died because they were advocating for referendum. They were calling the Nigerian government to give them a referendum. That was what cost them their lives. So if you want us to stop, according to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying in this video, you must let us go to the polls. After voting, our people accepted or agreed to remain in Nigeria, one Nigeria, then our hands will be off forever. Let us continue listening for those fallen angels who along the line, after talking, broadcasting on radio, broadcasting on their pages, made a lot of revelations about Nigeria, about the impossibility of Nigeria going forward. Suddenly they turn around to start preaching one Nigeria. Those are the confused elements in our midst. Those are the people that committed more crime than the Nigerian government and our security. All of them. You know the people I'm talking about. Today they are preaching one Nigeria. Today they are telling you that we can fix Nigeria. They are telling you that Nigeria is our country, is our fatherland, the only country we have. But in the past, they were here, they were among those who pushed those men to their early grave. The spirit of these men, spirit of Ikonso, and the rest of them, and the 28 men that fell in the house of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will never ever let these people be. The spirit of those who fell in Aba, in Enugu, in Onitsha, in Delta, in Port Harcourt, in Imo State, in Ebonyi State, their spirit will continue to torment anybody who has made a U-turn in this struggle. It will never be well with them. We shall see.
Given the agitation that is going on, becomes convinced that, you know what, these people have a point. It is time to actually address all these issues, and they begin to systematically address some of these issues. Would you change your mind?
No, because of the deceptions of the past.
No trust.
No trust. Aburi was there, it was negotiated. Nothing happened. 1968, if I recall. And the confab report, what became of it? How about the 3 R's? Reconciliation, reconstruction, and heaven knows what else. What became of them? Nothing. Calabar Seaport is not working. Can you tell me why it's not working? It's a seaport used by the colonial masters. Why is it not working today? How about Iguacha Seaport? Why is it not being used? Why not worry? Why must we allow only Lagos to function as a viable seaport? In England, where I used to live, you had Liverpool, you had the Sun, which is Portsmouth, Southampton, everywhere. You had harbors and ports. So why must you have only one?
I've heard people say these are very valid arguments, and that these are things that are to do with bad governance. So the average Biafran, to use your phrase, or Igbo man in the Igbo, is facing poverty much in the same way that the average guy in Yobe State is facing poverty. And so these are issues of governance. You don't agree with that?
I agree completely.
Okay. So if that is it, why isn't the agitation about tackling the problem, which is ensuring good governance, perhaps starting from locally? Because part of the allegations against you is that you don't confront your political leaders in the East, and you'd like to blame Abuja for everything.
Because the way I would want to solve a problem is not how a Fulani man would want to solve it.
You really believe this is an ethnic thing, and the approach is different?
No, the approach is different. No, it's not ethnic. It is more to do with value system.
Right.
The way you may want to solve a problem could be markedly different from how I do mine.
What is the geographical makeup of Biafra, as far as you are concerned? This Biafra that you want. So, for example, if we're doing a referendum, where will that referendum take place? Is it only the 5?
No.
It's okay.
It's on, which is River State, Bayelsa, Delta, Anambra, Imo, Enugu, Ebonyi, Cross River.
Akwa Ibom?
And Akwa Ibom, of course.
Right.
Those are the coasters. Basically,
Bayelsa?
yes. Southeast and South-South without the State.
without Edo State.
That's correct. And then including Igede, Idoma.
Right, the Benues, so
That's
the
correct.
Igalas and part of the Kogi
Yes.
Kogi state, right?
Yeah.
Nyesom Wike, the governor of Anambra, sorry, the governor of Rivers State, made a statement, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, and said, you know, you should not be including Rivers State
It's for
and
people
the
of Rivers State
Kwara
to decide,
people.
not him. I can't decide for Biafrans. They have to go and vote and convince the whole world that they want Biafra. It's not for Nyesom Wike. It's only one man, one vote.
What if they're not even willing to take part in the referendum? Because I've had people from the South, for example, from Bielsa. I've had people from Cross River. I think there's a famous actress, Kate Henshaw, for example, wrote a long piece about why people of the South don't want to be dragged into a place called Biafra. You're saying, regardless of what they say, you want a referendum in those parts?
Because I know the majority of the people want a referendum. I was in Iguacha yesterday.
How do you know?
I was there yesterday. I was in Iguacha yesterday. You call Port Harcourt. I was there yesterday. I should have been there to see what happened.
Now,
they were delighted to see me. I'm sure you know that. It's all over the place. They're very happy to see me. I bet Kate Henshaw wouldn't get such reception. Where she to go to?
She's a big, popular Nollywood actress. I wouldn't necessarily.
I'm telling you, if I go to her village, people will turn out to see me more than turn out to see her.
You listen. You all has come across this interview in the past. Now, this man and perceived as a terrorist. And when you look at the interview and the responses coming from him, you wouldn't see any single utterances that resembles threats or violence. All he insisted, and he continues to insist until today, is the only way to go is through referendum. But Nigerian government sees this man as a terrorist. And today, the same man is standing trial for terrorist acts or charges without no single weapon found on him. Have you ever asked yourself, where else in the world could this kind of thing be happening? Where a man who has not tied anybody, a man who have not taken anything that belongs to another person, a man who have not occupied any other person, anybody, someone's farmland or someone's land or something like that, a man who has never been caught with a bullet, a single bullet, a man who have not been caught with a kitchen knife. Such man is standing trial for terrorist acts, for terrorist charges, for simple purpose that he asked for his people's freedom. My people, the people that are committing heinous crimes, who are dancing in public to the eyes of the world with human parts in their both hands, brandishing AK-47, those ones are not terrorists, but ordinary petty thieves. Now you ask yourself, or rather you begin to know and understand why Chukwu Okike Abiam has punished Nigeria with, because whatever you desire, whatever your heart desire is what you will have. Chukwu Okike Abiam has given Nigeria what they always desire. And I know that most of these people today they have security, they have everything. But I tell them, I show them that time will come, and it's very soon, when those security will not be enough to protect them anymore. It will not go round, because some, as it stands today, youths are no more joining Nigerian forces, both police and military. And time comes when the ones that are left will not be willing to risk their life to protect these people. It is coming. They are not seeing it, but we that is on the side, we are seeing it. They are going from one region to another, begging people to come and join their army, so that they will send them to the terrorist-infested Sahara Desert, and they will buy them there. There is one Igbo guy that was spied the other day. They send them to Sahara Desert. They spied him. I mean, to Kehara, whatever. That forest, Sambisa forest. They spied him there. Some people are sharing it. I look at it. I see some people are really mad. Why would I share such thing? He has all the time in the world to quit and run away for his life. He decided, oh, it's my country. I fight for my country. Now he has gotten what he deserved. Of course, he's fighting for his country. So let his country take over whatever that he left. You want me to share it and do what? So that what will happen? So that the other fools who are jumping up and down, perambulating now, preparing to go and join Nigeria army, so that they will have reason to go and join. I'm not going to do that. Now, let me read this news for you, so you understand what I'm saying. Because when I talk about the evil of Nigeria media, you may not, like I always say, some people who doesn't know where we are coming from, they may say, but you people, what is the problem with you people and Nigeria, this Nigerian that? Ndị Igbo si na onye ọ na-eme omume na-eme gịnị na-ebe obubo. We are doing what we are doing because we want our people to know the danger every one of us are facing. Now, this news broke. This is from Arise TV. Now, the Arise TV wrote, bandits have, did you see it now? Bandits have ambushed patrolling hunters in a Bauchi forest, killing several vigilantes and fleeing villagers as police confirms multiple casualties. Did you hear what I said? They call them terrorists as usual. They are terrorists. That is who they are. They are not, I mean, they are bandits, sorry. That is who they are. They are not terrorists. It's the bandits. Now, I continue reading. Many people have been killed in an ambush attack by bandits and a combined team of professional hunters from Duguri and Gwana district in Al Kaleri local government area of Bauchi State. The hunters were on a routine patrol along Duguri, Mansur, and the Dajin Madam forest, bordering Bauchi and Plateau states, when the armed bandits attacked them. Armed bandits. The bandits also killed many residents who fled their villages. Following the attack, the bandits also suffered some casualties as some of their men were killed. Details on the exact number of the hunters and the residents killed are still sketchy, but there are reports from residents around the area that 9 people were killed, while many say that the number could be as high as 15. The Bauchi State Police Command, in a statement available to journalists on Monday, did not give the exact number of casualties, but said that many people were killed. The police public relations officer, Ahmed Wakil, in his statement said those died also include civilian residents from Sabuwa Sara village, who were mercilessly shot by the bandits while attempting to flee from the attack. His statement was entitled, CP Bauchi Visit the Scenes of Crime, Deploy Tactical Teams, Conduct an on-the-spot assessments in Akaleri, engaging urges everybody to be calm and vigilant and support the police. Other full scale of police said that Omonuri Aliyu has deployed tactical teams to Manso village in Akaleri, local government of Bauchi, following a visit to relevant stakeholders. He said the commissioner of police strongly condemned the recent firing, expressing deep sorrow over the tragic loss of lives. And on the 4th May 2025, at about 9:40 hours, the command received a report from Akaleri Division Police Headquarters regarding an incident that occurred earlier that same day at about 5:40 hours. A combined team of professional hunters from Duguri and Gwana districts, while on a routine patrol along Duguri Manso and the Dagin Madam Forest, bordering Bauchi and Plateau State, encountered an ambush by armed bandits. Now, I will continue. This confrontation resulted in numerous casualties on both sides, including members of the vigilante group and the bandits themselves. Upon receiving this report, a team of operational tactical teams were dispatched to the scene, where they recovered bodies of casualties. He added that preliminary investigations revealed that the deceased included both Kwashi security operatives and civilians from Sabuwa Sara village, who were mercilessly shot by the bandits while attempting to flee the attack. The command has mandated a specialized team to intensify effort to apprehend those responsible for this heinous act and individual found to be connected. Waki said that the commissioner of police extend his sincere condolences to the families affected by the tragic event and assures the public that the investigation will be conducted diligently to bring the perpetrators to justice. Armstrong Backham. Now, that is what is happening in part of Bauchi State, and as you could see, they are nothing but bandits. That is who they are. That is who they are, nothing but bandits. So those bandits attacked the, what is it called? Attacked the villagers and the vigilante, and ended up doing a lot of things and casualties everywhere. And as you can hear, they have promised investigation, which will never happen. What are you investigating? Are you investigating these people dancing with human body, human parts? They are there. You don't need investigation. You don't need investigation. What are you investigating? The people are not hidden. Go after them. But you know, I know you will never go after them. Nigeria used the care to deceive even their citizens. Takia is what Nigerian government is using. There will be no investigation whatsoever because they know the people. So they know the people. Now I want to show you another news so that you understand what is happening, because we are not just talking. We come with pure evidence. The reason we come with evidence is that, according to what I always say, he who alleges must substantiate. Now look at it here. When we talk about how destructive, how decayed that Nigeria is, some people who thought that, oh, after all, God is a miracle worker. I can raise a dead man. Oh, all I need to do is to pray, and a dead man will rise up and live again. So if a dead man can live again, what is Nigeria? Let me tell you something. There is no miracle on this earth that could wake up a man that has been embalmed, kept in the mortuary. A man whom chemicals have been pumped into his system, and he's as dry as a log of wood. No matter how miraculous you think you are, you can never revive such a person. Nigeria is in that state. Nigeria is in the morgue, embalmed, kept in the morgue since 1967. The Biafra genocide happened. That was when Nigeria burial was concluded, sent to the morgue, and was embalmed. There was no miracle on this planet that could save Nigeria. Now let me show you. Let me show you this news. Let me get this for you. If you remember, a few years ago, during Muhammad Buhari regime, people were kidnapped. I think on a train. Yeah, on a train. And after several days, months, almost a year in a kidnappers den, or with terrorists in the bush, they were freed after Nigerian government met the condition, and they were released. Now, this man, one of the people that was kidnapped, last week went to the mosque to pray. And after praying, lo and behold, he met face to face, one-on-one, with the same person or the same people that kidnapped him inside the mosque where he went to pray in the north. He raised the alarm. Did anything happen? Oh, hell no. Nothing happens. Now let me read his narrative. Now, in an interview with Trust TV, Mohammed recounted a surreal moment when he unexpectedly met one of his former captors at a mosque in the Beirua area of Kaduna metropolis during Friday prayers. 3 years after enduring harrowing 197 days in captivity, Bala Muhammad, a survivor of the 2022 Abuja Kaduna train attack, says he has forgiven his abductors, but not the Nigerian government. Welcome on board, bro. In an interview with Trust TV, Muhammad recounted a surreal moment when he unexpectedly met one of his former captors at a mosque in the Beirut area of Kaduna metropolis during Friday prayers. Surely, I met one Abubakar who happened to be our guard when we were held at Shema filling station in Bakinrua. After prayer, I turned and saw a face I recognized. He just laughed at me and we shook hands. Then he panicked and began to tremble. Muhammad narrated. The chance meeting turned into a 1-hour conversation between Muhammad and Abubakar, the repentant bandit who confessed to leaving armed robbery and embracing the Kaduna State government's offer of rehabilitation for repentant criminals. We found a place to sit down and talk a lot. I even asked about some of his colleagues, like Baba Adamu. He told me the Nigerian army had killed Baba Adamu, who was one of the most notorious among them. I was happy to hear that, said Muhammad. Despite the emotional toll of the meeting, Muhammad said he parted ways peacefully with Abubakar, even giving him a small sum of money. He's now riding Okada motorcycle taxi to survive. He looked so poor. His shoes, his face, everything about him was pathetic, he said. While Muhammad says his faith allows him to forgive his captors, his anger towards the Nigerian government remains undiminished. I won't forgive the Nigerian government, he said. I left my wife with a 4-month pregnancy. People gathered money for her, yet the government didn't even call her, not to talk of helping. According to Muhammad, his wife had to undergo a cesarean section to give birth while he was still in captivity, yet not a single kobo was offered by the government. Even after our release, many of us had to go to the psychiatric hospital for treatment, where we are still dealing with trauma, and the government never supported us, he added. Muhammad still suffers from post-trauma stress disorder, a psychological scar that lingered years after the incident. 3 people were killed right beside me that day, but I survived, and I thank Almighty Allah that why I forgive the bandits, but the government never. The March 28, 2022 Abuja train attack shocked the nation, leaving at least 8 people dead and dozens kidnapped. Survivors like Muhammad continue to grapple with emotional, physical, and financial fallout, often without institutional reports. Now, my people, you listen to this pathetic story. And Muhammad said that he met this man. And he also said that in his presence, beside him, 3 people were killed. Now, The person that perpetrated this act is today free as a bird, reintegrated into the society, walking freely and planning another attack, because as for another one, in fact, he is on it already. All these are the informants of these terrorists today. The ones that are in this one, the difference that these ones are being reintegrated into the society. The other ones are in the bushes. So the information is coming from these ones to those ones in the bush. A terrorist remains a terrorist. Now ask yourself, those men, over 8 people according to the news, that were pied on that day, and those that pied later on in the bushes, who is going to pay for it? Who is going to pay for the lives of these people? The people who perpetrated, who orchestrated this act is now free. But remember, the children of the men are fatherless today. The wives of these men are widows. The husband of those women are widowers. The mother and father of those ones are childless. So who is going to compensate them? Who is going to pay for the crime committed against them? This question is thrown to one Nigerianist. As a Biafran, you do not bother yourself to answer. It's not important. Now, finally, I want to cap this program this evening with this news. And after this, we're going to call it a day. We're going to call it a day. Now, this news says Abia monarchs raises the alarm over massive land acquisition by herdsmen in Obingwa. Land acquisition by the herdsmen in Obingwa. Now, this news, the reason I'm going to bring this news to us is for us to understand the problem we are facing and where it is coming from. The people that are behind this, the problem in our land today, who they are, be aware. Now, I'll read. The traditional ruler of Okahia Autonomous Community in the Obingwa Council area of Abia States, SDOK Ananamba, has raised the alarm over what he described as the security threats posed by the massive land acquisition by suspected herdsmen in some communities in the area. He stated that the destruction of farm crops and possession of illegal arms like AK-47 rifles by the herders had aggravated tension in the rural community as the herdsmen threatened to buy the vigilantes and farmers who challenged them. Alanamba raised the alarm during a sensitization visit town hall meeting by the official of the Greater Aba Development Authority, GADA, in his community. He expressed concern that suspected herders have already acquired over 5,000 plots of lands in strategic border communities such as Mboko, Omununu, near the boundary with Akwa Ibom State, and the Akpa Mbato community behind the National Institute for Nigerian Languages. Now, the first question that should come to your heart, to your mind now, as I'm reading this news, is who are the people selling the lands, those lands, over 5,000 plots of lands, to Fulani herdsmen? That should be ringing bell in your hearts now. Why I continue reading? Who are the people behind selling of those lands to the Fulani herdsmen? Who are the people? Now I continue. He said, we are concerned that suspected herders have already acquired over 5,000 plots of land in strategic border communities such as Mboko, Omununu, near the border with Akwa Ibom State and Akpa Mbato community behind the National Institute for Nigerian Languages, Ovom Aba. There are massive land acquisitions in other communities in Obiungwa local government and environs. These lands acquisitions pose serious security threats and could be used as operational basis for violent attacks on residents. We don't know the reason behind the acquisition of this massive lands area in most communities in Obiungwa local government. The monarch disclosed that traditional rulers in the area had petitioned the Abia state government over ongoing land transactions several times, but lamented that nothing has been done to check the ugly trend. Traditional rulers in Obiungwa have petitioned, petitioned Abia state government to halt the ongoing land transactions, but our efforts has been ignored. This continues to threaten the people and raising fear of impending violence. Traditional rulers are the people at the rural communities. The government should give urgent attention to any reports from us because we feel the pain. We are the eyes of the government in our communities. He called on Governor Alex Oti to investigate the trend of massive land acquisitions in Obiungwa Council to prevent a repeat of the bandits and herdsmen violence attack on indigenes of communities as being witnessed in Benue and Plateau State, which have resulted in loss of lives and displacement of villages. Some of our people who spoke at the town hall meeting alleged that some traditional rulers in the area are behind the massive acquisition of land by herders and urged the government to stop the practice of registering massive lands in the communities without investigating land use. There is no way for a massive land of up to 1,000 plots will be acquired by anybody in the rural communities without the traditional rulers being aware. It is not possible. The leadership of traditional rulers must also check themselves and report the bad and suspected ones amongst them to the government. But the problem is that it is still the State Ministry of Land that will register and give approval to this massive acquisition of land without proper checks on why an individual or group is acquiring over 1,000 plus plots in a rural community. Let the government do the proper thing. We need peace, not insecurity in Abia or in Aba, whichever way. Now, Biafrans, you know, when these things are happening, people thought, you know, the time, what is his name? Usman Danfodion came from Putajalo to Sokoto Caliphate, or Sokoto, whatever they call them. He came as a harmless visitor. They gave him a place, not knowing that he had an ulterior motive, jihad in his heart. In the next few years, he has taken over Hausa land. This is what is trying to repeat itself in our land today. These people think that what happened to Hausa people could not happen to them. Our people think that they are more wise, or rather wiser than Hausa people. They do not know that Fulani people, and they don't think or reason the same way as you are. It is always, they always have this jihadist tendency. They always have this violence nature in them. It is imbibed in them. They do not immediately, when they give birth to a Fulani, that violence side of him is already there. It's a tradition. It's like a culture of the people. So you that is giving Fulani people lands to do what? Do you ask them, what are you doing with all these massive lands you are purchasing, or rather you are acquiring as a traditional ruler? By the time the calamity will start, you would have been dead and gone. You won't be here again. But because of money, you don't reason. Seeing what people are doing to your neighbors in Benue State, you still have the mind, the temerity to give them land. Do you know that in those lands, by the time you come back in the next 5 years, they now have a settlement there inside the bush? A settlement. You sold the land to them. Do you know that a village of 5,000 plots of land is a big village? Do you know how many hundreds and thousands of people that a village of 5,000 plots of land could contain? You are looking at them already. They are having problem with your youth, brandishing AK-47, threatening to buy them if they ask them any question. Don't you, as a traditional ruler or whoever you are, have human sympathy on you? I know that you have spent almost quarter to go. Did your father handed over had your father handed over the community to strangers? Would you have a stool where you can call yourself Igwe or Eze, or whatever your name is? Because of money, free money, you have sold your generation. It will never be well with those who are doing these things. But all I want our people to know is that you must let your eyes be on your traditional rulers. Let your eyes be. They should go and ask those people who is giving you this land. That you are a traditional ruler does not give you the right to sell the land of the community and put the money in your pocket. So they must go and ask to find out who is the person selling those lands or giving Fulani those lands in the bush. Wicked people. Biafrans, I thank you. You know, like I said, remember, in a few hours' time, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be in court. Please, please, before you go to the bed, make a decree for him on his behalf. Make a decree that Chukwu Okeabiama tomorrow will be there. That nobody can manipulate, maneuver, and turn anything against Mazi. The victory is here, but we must open our eyes. Like I said, let our eyes remain open. Don't be carried away. Do not. Let your eyes remain permanently open until this case is finalized. I thank you for being part of this program. I thank you for making it a time, making our time to be with us. Please, if you have not shared the program, I want you to share it before we end this program. Make sure that you share this program not only on your social media platform, you can also share it on your village WhatsApp group, on your friends WhatsApp group, anywhere, any group where you belong, share the program. Let the people know and understand the reason we are doing what we are doing. We are not violent. We can never be. We are peace-loving people. But all we ask for is that let things be done the right way. Let things be done the right way. Referendum is not too much to ask. You heard it from the mouth of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's not about fighting war with Nigeria. It's about peace. And let justice be dispersed. I thank you for listening. I believe that tomorrow we all will have cause to celebrate. And I also believe that Chukwu Okeabiama is going to take control tomorrow. So for now, let us cross our hearts and believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I thank you for being part of this program. And I wish you well. And let Chukwu Okeabiama bless you and provide for you. Above all, I wish you Biafra. That being said, Biafrans, from me, from here, good night.